Well, the first thing I'm doing is introducing Cindy, whose poems won the award for tonight. I was given this bundle of poems to read in the midst of this sort of busy semester, and I procrastinated because, sometimes that happens. And then I opened up the poems to read and found, like many things that one procrastinates, actually a kind of bundle of delight, or a zip file of delight, as it is. And so when I read Cindy's poems, I thought, this really sort of basic thing, which is this is really good poetry, right? All of them had their strengths, but with Cindy's, I just had this feeling of a kind of real grasp of what it means to write poetry, both in terms of saying something and struggling to find the forms which are necessary to say it. And so I would like to introduce Cindy tonight, and it's a privilege to hear her work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here and glad all of you are here. Toward Home. In 1957, the Soviet space program launched Sputnik 2, a small spacecraft with only one passenger, a stray dog named Laika, who was the first living being sent into space and was never meant to survive. In the living room on the day before, a clock counts its fingers as Laika rests her chin between two children, their arms white spindles, mouths full of round adjectives, and she wonders if a prayer can be a shape, and a shape a farewell. They scratch behind her ears, always missing the itch. She tugs their forearms to make sure they are not scientists in disguise, not cloaks with false teeth, clenching a syringe, around it no smile, but a gray motive with cables for her heart and a solid nimbus inside, that the walls are not drapes for an ever-shrinking cage. Then the human boy picks her up into his lap, tucking her beneath pretzeled arms. As she swats her tail, relentless. But he's warm, a growing light bulb, and starts to sing, his voice descending like water over rocks, turning a familiar folk song. And then she's not sure why. Laika curls an ear against his tiny chest and sits still, very still, like the wall too. When Sputnik enters orbit, Laika peers through the nose cone, but between thruster and overheat, this is all she sees. Mouths of rounded shapes, a fold of warm spindles, and a creek somewhere tossing pebbles, as her eyes close and pale, and below, the scientists applaud. America Anywhere, Oaxaca, Mexico. All they want to do, I swear, is blow the grid to pieces and put them back one by one till the town is a late Kandinsky portrait weeping into a bowl. But they don't know it, of course, because they're little people. They got locust laughs, a sprig of cilantro between the teeth, aggressive nerves between the legs, and they think they own this place, like the air is an auctionable thing that scoops between their breasts only to be scooped to something else. And how they tie their skirts up, how they stick their voices between the bricks, how they cheek kiss. I wound up with them once, at a bar with horrible men who had horrible chins, who shoved beers at us like it was the only thing they knew to do. But Lord, were they proud, with their wire arms and mad turns of wrist, how they drank up all the heavy glow with immaculately shaven thighs, and I think that's when I forgave them. That's when, between the small measures and black light, the dance and the hungry men, I found little shadows beating around on their bellies like crates in a boxcar, passing through the mountain to a neighbor valley, and the girls were just trying to get them out. That was all, really. I couldn't believe my eyes. There they were, there they went, growing into the dusk still, numb-lipped and lost, straining to hold their heads just right between this world and that, where the dark is a cell and the game is to run. Time is small beast. Yes, you tick on, you knit, yes, you peel trees, like you peel moons, like you cross two locomotives that vulse, like the toss and turn of dried leaves. You nudge, you press on, you zipper gears, yes, peel the leaves, tick, you ease dew, thaw earth, you play trains, talk, talk, you untruss hometowns, plung fast food chains, where you once grew leaves and dew glid down. Yes, you ride on, you mechanize modern man, you apoptotic talk, you splat gray, you whisker face, you rung dementia, yes, grandpa, at piano bench and in quiet. You pop cell deaths, they wear us while you peel us like you peel trees. You spike on oracle hearts. Run a me choo-choo clock. Yes, you scat Orion, scat Magellanic clouds like your birthday candle smoke. Every day this universe goes. Yes, you go. You smung eternal thing, but yes, you mitote and myote, transit and transform. You unpeel us, you eternalize yourself. You small god of birth and decay. Yes, you are okay. Yes, tick, 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 tick. This is the last one. During World War II, every piano factory in the US was shut down and repurposed to make warplanes. This poem is written in the voice of a spruce plywood sheet in one of those factories. It's titled Spruce Ascents. 1. That dawn, my needles hung limp. The forest held its breath as they took the saw to my ankles, its teeth chattering out every fine tune they knew until I fell. Like Guan Yin disrobing, her silk ribboning up the pantheon's dust, and between seed and forest, a eulogy settled. 2. Baldwin's piano factory cellar was a waiting room, us plywood sheets packed and electric, holding ourselves between a ceiling drip and our unkempt nerves as we watched the figures enter, flick the lights, heave sheets out, and flick the dark back on. In this, we would team, make believe, imagine their humble wood bodies between glue and steel arms and the haunches of a stainless mold as they grow to the dimpled curve of a grand piano flank, and Lord, how drunk we were on each other's nerves. 3. The rumors went, you will tremble, hold still and take small air as the hammers beat their heads on each carbon steel string at the glory whims of tiny hands. Chopin once wrote to a lover, I tell my piano the things I used to tell you. So we will tremble with every one of his secrets and every secret of every small beast who plays them. And if we are lucky, the rumor said, we will not be able to tell the trembling from the hands or the breaths or the applause. 4. I had looked forward to this. Then we entered war, and the music workers followed orders and made planes. 5. I heard the bell towers shushed. The Normandy tide coughed up new graves. A woman plucked tin from cheek and her sister left, hip on the last garden mint, from Beckstein's factory, its cellar laden with scorched piano wood. A single string shivers between a crack in the flank, its sound like the voice of a boy winding an organ for tips on the street. There are many kinds of mute. 6. In this wind, Cirrus's cartwheel off my plain wing body, fine. I fin it out with engine hum, we sing. I hold its vibration still, take big air. All around us, above, a clean blue, Guan Yin bathing. It is she and I, my pilot boy and the wind, all of us sputtering our wooden song as the blue greets us on the face towards the Pantheon. Thank you.